You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
What's happening, YouTube? This is OS, the podcast where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Ralph.
I'm Johnny.
Hey, man, this is our weekly review of the latest entry into the MCU, Disney Plus original series, Secret Invasion, Episode 5, Harvest. If this is your first time here at the channel, just make sure you hit that thumbs up, like the video. Make sure the comment section let us know what you think about the episode, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content from OS the podcast. Johnny,
Oh, man.
bro, what do you got for episode 5, bro?
All right. We almost at the end.
Yeah.
It's one episode. This
Yeah.
is the episode before the finale.
Yeah.
Good episode, man. Listen, I think we're 4 for 5 here. 4 for 5 when it comes to episodes.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it.
Hold on.
I enjoyed it.
What was the word? What was the bad one?
Episode 3, I think it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember why you didn't like it. All right. Cool.
But no, good. Definitely good episode, and I think it sets up whatever the finale is, however the finale is going to play out. I think it sets it up really well. So
Yeah. Hey man, a solid episode, man. It's kind of like you want more in the length pause if applicable, but you feel like 30 minutes, like it's like 32. It'd be somewhere between 30 and 38 minutes, somewhere in there. You be like, man,
where's the rest?
where's the rest? Like, I just knew the way the episode ended on the cliffhanger. We'll get to that. I was just like, okay, what's next? And I was like, wait, credits. I'm like, oh, y'all playing in my face, bro.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, solid episode nonetheless. I mean, I really enjoyed it. So, but I enjoyed all of them. So,
Yeah, I mean, this is what it is. No, that's definitely a question for next week. Never mind.
Yeah. We'll get to the what else, because there's a lot of what else we got to talk about. But let's just get into it, bro.
Get straight to it.
Yeah.
All right, so this episode picks up where the last one left off.
Yes, sir.
Nick Fury is rushing the president into the hospital with with a doctor and a nurse, or 2 doctors, I don't know. But he got attacked. Fury was able to save him, so now they're rushing him to the hospital. And he tells the president, "Hey, don't trust Colonel Rhodes. Don't do it." And he has to, because there are no guards, there's no security, there's nothing, which is kind of weird, right?
Well, I know, man. It's a lot going on with that first scene because, okay, yeah, you have to understand Fury took him away from a gunfight,
Right.
and there are still people on the battlefield,
Of
still,
course.
still doing whatever, right? So I'm like, And then there's no security, there's no Secret Service. They actually, they way behind.
Yeah.
Way behind. This is somebody need to get fired for this.
Man, what? For real. So the doctors take him into surgery, and because there's no security there, Nick Fury has his gun now. He just sits in front of the door. He just sits
with a 6-piece, like 6 shooter. Like, I was like, hey, bro, if they come in here guns a blazing, bro, you're done.
Outta
bro.
here.
You're done.
Finito.
Son.
Finito, right?
They're like, if Gravity pulls up right now he don't even need a gun for you, bro. Right at this moment,
out of here.
cook you. But let me ask you this, right, before we get to the next thing. I think now this could be me. I just don't feel like there was a clear explanation of where the hell all this transpired, right?
What you
Because I didn't know if they were in Russia, were they in England, were they in Finland? Because there was a clear indication at the end, we'll get to that, of what, Nick Fury and Sonya did. They were in Finland when they went to do that.
I got
so
you.
I don't know, because I was like,
Where the attack took place.
Where the attack, I'm like, is this in Russia? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then
I got you.
So it's like, are they in England? Like, I know they're over in Europe, but
great point. So I don't think
and then
they
you
were
got
in
English,
Russia.
and then you got English speaking doctors. So it's got to be England. I would
it
think.
got to be somewhere in England. I don't think they were in Russia because they had no reason to really go to Russia,
Right.
and the Russians were the Skrulls posing as Russians
Right.
would have followed them to wherever they were. So,
So,
definitely wasn't Russia.
And then maybe they were meeting at like a neutral European place for the European Council.
Yeah.
To whatever they had to do.
Right.
So it was no clear because usually they'll just tell you where
yeah,
they at. And I
put
was
in
like,
bold letters across the screen.
Where
are
are
they?
they? Right. But
That's
all right.
funny. Cool. So next scene, the Skrulls are back at New Skrullos, and we get the sense that a lot of the Skrulls that are in the compound are somewhat starting to question Gravik, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's his main man? What's his main man name?
I don't know his main man. I know the other one.
Not Bento, not the black guy, but
Beto. Yeah.
I said Bento. I think Bento box, but not Beto, but the other guy, the one that's been like carrying out all the missions for him throughout the series.
It's been his right hand.
Been his right hand, actually like question Gravik in front of everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said that Nick Fury was the prime target and you had him in your sights. You didn't kill him. What's up with that? And basically, Gravik was like, "Look, if y'all gonna question me, I'm gonna make an example," and proceeded to kill him with the group powers,
Man. And
in front of everybody.
And this was my thing. I was like, "Hey, it's got to be some type of civil war discourse amongst the soldiers that follow Gravik because that's empires crumble from within." Because because if you're looking at this, there's no way Gravik should lose.
True, very true.
Because he ain't got Nick Fury ain't got no super friends coming, which we'll get to that too. But you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody coming. Just Nick Fury and his 6-shooter,
right?
against Super Squirrel. So I don't know how that's gonna work, bro.
Me either. And I mean, once he killed him, right? You can see the look on all the other Skrulls' faces, like, "Hey, yo, this is nut. Like, we can't sit here and allow this to happen. Like, we've been following Gravik for this long, and all of a sudden, it seems like things are starting to go off the rails. And you can see them maybe in their minds starting to plot against him, right?
Yeah. You can see the discourse.
For sure. So the next scene, we get Rhodes in the car on his way to the hospital with the detail, and he's talking to Gravik. Gravik tells him, "Hey, I think didn't he tell him to leave the president alive or leave Nick Fury alive?"
Something to that effect. I know he didn't want he changed the course of action.
Yeah,
because that's where he told him, "Hey, you know what? Leave the president alive, but tell him to strike New Skrullos."
Yeah. I think he told him to leave Nick Fury alive, but also show the president about the Skrulls.
Yep.
That way, the president will want to bomb the Skrulls, and then because it's on Russian soil, start World War III.
Yeah, the president was like, like when he well, we would get to that, but he's like,
Right.
Nah, I don't know about that one.
Right. So he gets off the phone with him.
You
Rhodey,
can even see Rhodey. I'm sorry, but you can even see Rhodey's face. He was like,
really, like how much sense does that make?
Like, you going crazy right now, bro. But I'll do it.
And saying everybody is starting to question Gravik and his methods of moving forward, right? So Skrull Rhodey gets to the hospital with the Secret Service, and he's met by Nick Fury, who's standing out there with a 6-shooter.
Right. Hey, real quick, did you notice he asked the first nurse? He's like, "Hey, what room the president in?" She said, "He back there." Like he was like, "Really?" Like he's like, "We get some security, lock this joint down."
Like what is happening?
Right. He's like, "What room the president in?" This one.
Don't make no sense. Yeah, that did happen. That's crazy. And then Skrull Rhodey and Nick Fury, they had a back and forth. Be like, "Hey, didn't I fire you? Why you still here? Why? I'm still gonna let you see the full wrath of the Skrulls if you don't quit playing with me, right?"
Yeah.
So they have their discourse, and Rhodey also tells him that he's gonna in 60 minutes or 60 seconds or something, the world is gonna know that you shot Maria Hill, and Nick Fury had to get out of there.
Yeah, but you see, he didn't shoot him. He didn't even gunbutt him for real. It was just like a little like just pow. Like it was like I don't know if that was even necessary, bro. It's like you could have just roughed him up and let him go, but he hit him with the butt of the gun.
He was slightly frustrated. He was like, "It's a bitch." Get out
right.
Slightly frustrated.
I laughed at that. I was like, "What?"
That's hilarious. So next scene, well, the opening credits, and then
Right, that was a long opening credits.
Yeah,
that was great though.
Look, I always watch the opening credits on the first episode, and I skip that shit every time because I don't got time for that.
Well, that episode only 30 minutes. Might as well
Still,
watch
nah, I'm cool.
Okay, all right.
Take these 45 seconds out. All right, next scene. We're in London. We're in London now.
Okay.
Sonya goes to. Damn, I forgot the man name that
he's the leader. I don't know, but we've been seeing him. But he has a authentic villain face. Like he's been typecasted, but he's always a villain or something. But long story short, he's like the director of the SIS. He's almost like Alexander Pierce or something.
Right. Okay.
He's like that. He's like that. It's a parallel, right?
Exactly. And Sonya comes in, guns blazing, like, hey, just shoots him right in the hand and the leg. Then his security comes in, and she's like, hey, they're asking, what's going on. He's like, well, I'm trying to show you your manager's true colors. Mm-hmm. And his leg and hand are starting to turn back to scroll, scroll hand and leg because he's been shot. Then she's asking for the scientists, right?
Yeah.
She's asking where the scientists are, and eventually he does give them up to her. Yeah. Because she finds them later on.
I really like Sonya's character, man, because she was like, "Hey, ain't no paperwork on killing squirrels. Like, they ain't against the rules. So don't let me exercise my right now." I was like, hey,
word,
yeah,
ain't been no legislation
right,
yet.
Right,
so
tall spicy.
So this is well within my means,
man,
to get you out of here. So she came in guns blazing. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives up the information. Then we get to the next scene. We have Gravik, who once again is putting hella sugar in his coffee. This is like the third or fourth time throughout the series that this has happened. I feel like that's going to play a part in the finale somehow. Like, I don't know what it is with him and sugar, but he's sitting down putting sugar in his coffee. Then we get Beto and a lot of other scrolls and scroll soldiers come up, and Beto is asking him, pretty much trying to ask him for clarity, like what's really going on here, questioning his authority, trying to get a better understanding of everything that's going on with the new plan, right? Because plans have changed, have deviated, and Gravik is basically like, look, y'all questioning me, I don't like it. What's really good? And then they try to jump him. They try to kill him. They staged a mutiny, if you will.
Yeah, stage a coup.
A coup. That's what I was trying to say. And eventually they lost. I mean, it looked like they had the upper hand at one point, but I feel like he tried to assert his dominance by turning back into his scroll body. And
well, you think maybe that was out of distress, though? You think?
No. Well,
because he's being suffocated. That's the reason
I don't think so. Only because we've seen him do battle in his human form and still use the powers and all that. So I personally think he was trying to show his dominance over everybody.
Maybe he's like really mad because any other time he hit somebody with a group arm, he was just chilling.
That's what I'm saying. At the beginning of the episode when he killed old boy, so displaying his dominance over everybody. Yeah. Once he really started getting attacked like that and was like, look, I'm getting all y'all out the paint because I can, and did.
And it's so unfortunate. And then it's like, we built Beto character up to do that. All right, I ain't saying he was supposed to be the next leader, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like that's so unfortunate. And then he cut Beto's throat in front of like the innocent squirrels, like the squirrels that really ain't on that time.
Yeah, they really just want like a home and just chill.
Want a home. But I think now they start to see the type of person that they're under.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then when that man got mad, I was like, hey, man, we cut the CGI budget a little bit. He looked like Dorian from The Mask a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? I looked at I was like, hey, that's kind of nasty. Go back, bro.
I'm sorry. That's funny. That's funny.
My bad.
So yeah, they tried to stage a coup.
Yeah.
But they lost. The black guy always got to die, right? Even though he was scrolled. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, but it was a black guy that killed him.
Oh, damn. You right. Well, never mind. Next scene. We have Fury.
Yeah.
Goes to what I believe is the place where Fury initially made the offer to the Skrulls at the in the beginning of the series, and met up with Gaia. Yeah. And Gaia even mentioned how she remembered playing like in the hallways in the building they were in. So Fury meets up with Gaia. They have their conversation. I think they're trying to figure out like what's the next steps for them. Yeah. Gaia tells Fury that she has to bury his father, and told her to go find Priscilla because Priscilla would know what to do. Yeah, which she does eventually do in the episode, which we'll get to in a minute. Yeah. And then I think this is where Fury understands what he has to do. I think Fury tells Gaia, "Hey, this is what they're looking for. Look, he's looking for the harvest. Yeah. Only I know where it is. I might have to actually give it to him. Like they just have their whole discourse. So yeah." Once they do that, they go their separate ways. Gaia goes to find Priscilla, and Fury goes off to find the harvest, which we'll get to later on in the episode. So the next scene, is where Sonya actually go and finds the scientist. Yeah, Gaia.
Another great exchange by Sonya. Man. Sonya's acting
for sure. She goes in. She finds the laboratory. She finds the plans to how they actually
built the machine.
Built the machine. Actually fused those samples into the Skrulls and things like that. Actually finds the doctors. And look again, another great exchange with Sonya. Listen, y'all gonna tell me what I need to know, or everybody getting capped?
Yeah, pretty much. And I really feel like she'll do it. And one thing I appreciate about this, like the Skrulls, even though they have been spies and everything for us, they have their own little spy network, right? Yeah. Because that clearly was an arranged marriage. Like they weren't like really like married, but to the naked eye, right? We out here, we got our little country house, little ranch style house, we chilling, doing this, boo, woo, woo, woo.
Do what we need to do, right?
Exactly.
Stay out the way.
But he was definitely, that was like Mr. and Mrs. Smith for real.
Man,
like I will kill her if I have to. And clearly,
he was about to. And then Sonya, I wish I knew what she said verbatim, but Sonya goes on to say, men of every species are the same. They'll like sell you out for something that she said.
They'll sell you out and they'll gaslight you. And then that's what it was. That's usually what they made podcasts about.
Bro, I died.
Bar.
That shit was so,
that shit was hilarious.
So funny. Then she capped him.
Yeah, man.
She capped him. Hey, Sonya about it. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. So the next scene, Gaia actually goes and finds Priscilla. Yeah. Takes Talos's body. But before all of that, Priscilla believes that they sent Gaia to kill her. Yeah. Which is clearly not the case. And then they sit and have a conversation to get up to date on everything that's going on. But a very, very interesting exchange between the two. Priscilla proceeds to tell Gaia that her and Fury were married. Mm-hmm. And in that conversation, Gaia asks Priscilla, would Fury have loved you in your own skin?
She was like, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
let me tell you something. That black woman jumped out of her. That one,
man, what? For real.
And that's all it's like, she didn't say that, but she was like, let me tell you something. That's all I felt.
Listen, it came through.
She was like, y'all young. You think you know.
You think you know everything. But Gaia really, I feel like Gaia really did try to offend her in the moment.
She did, because it's the pain of her losing her father. Mm-hmm. And then Fury's promises or not promises, lack of promises, whatever the case is. And then you didn't even like your daddy just 3 episodes ago. Now is an issue. And now it's Priscilla's fault.
Right.
But it was really more a barb at Nick Fury more so than her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they have their whole exchange, and Priscilla goes to tell her like, "No, you did try to offend me, and you don't understand what it's like to be married, to truly love somebody, and the things you have to compromise." And in her monologue, the firefight happens. Yeah, the actual people sent to kill Priscilla show up, but hey, Priscilla about that action too.
Yeah, one thing we fail to realize: both of them are operatives. Both of them, like we see more Gaia in action than Priscilla because everything that we know about Priscilla has preceded the show.
Yep.
So we finally got to see Priscilla, pick up, I'm with that too. They held down the home front, man. That's dope.
They did, and so they got all of them out the paint.
Yep.
And now we on to the next scene. The president, assuming that he had some type of surgery, is sitting up in his bed with all in his hospital bed with all the tubes coming out him, and Skrull Rhodey walks in. He goes. He actually tells the president about New Skrullos, shows him the aerial view where they're located in Russia, and is pushing the issue of trying to bomb New Skrullos. And you can tell that on the president's face that he's a little he's skeptical. Yeah. He's like, wait, this doesn't really make sense, because he's hearing fear in the back of his head. Don't trust them.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that? You think that?
Think what?
That he actually heard him.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I'm just giving the president a little bit more credit. I think he's just like, nah, that don't even sound right, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that didn't happen, but I just know that he was under. That's why.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I mean, no, I got you, but yeah. I do feel like, because I feel like even when you're unconscious, maybe in a coma or something, you can still, like, you can hear, like, you can't really process, but you can hear.
Oh yeah,
I've
heard those things, like people being under or in comas or whatever. Like, just speak regularly, because you never know what they hear or retain. So.
Exactly. So we don't know what the outcome of that conversation was, because no bombs have been sent. But so for the next scene, we get Fury going to airport and getting on a plane, right?
Yeah.
And the pilot comes out. Damn it, I wish I could remember this guy's name, but it's the same guy from Black Widow.
And you know what's so crazy? I knew it was somebody, just how the way it revealed, but I just couldn't put it. I was like, I've seen Black Widow once, bro.
Same.
So
same.
Outside of maybe Taskmaster, Red Guardian. Yeah, Bella Vanova and Natasha. I ain't gonna remember nobody else. I don't remember what the mama looked like. So listen, bro.
No facts,
bro. That's all I got, bro.
That's funny. But no, I like when he came out. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
I know. So after my little research, I was like, oh wait, that is dude.
Clever callback.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if he'll have like a bigger role in like an upcoming movie or something, maybe the Thunderbolts or Captain America or something.
They probably need a pilot. Can't nobody fly.
Word. So, and I don't remember what their conversation was about. I feel like he may be like one of the last like Shield agent, like former Shield agents or something like that. But it was real brief. He told Fury that he looked a little old and washed up, but Fury was like, take me where I need to go. So that was pretty much that exchange, right? So the next scene, we have Gaia and Priscilla actually going to give Talos a proper Skrull burial.
Yeah.
And I think it's a pretty dope ceremony. The Skrull has to be sent off with like a piece of like memorabilia or history for that particular Skrull, which was his wife's ring, which I thought was cool. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was pretty interesting that Gaia didn't know like the Skrull prayer that they say when they send somebody off. So I wonder if that's a product of them being on Earth and not really growing up in the Skrull religion and history and things like that. Well, the
thing is, I think a lot of them have separated from Skrull traditions too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, she's clearly been around Skrulls, so how do you don't know the prayer? Like that's my take on it, right?
And I mean,
I think a lot of the traditions just have been lost, like with the newer Skrull generation,
right? And I mean, that's a great question, because imagine not growing up on your own planet, right? You have to assimilate to humans.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really the Skrull traditions, the traditions that we had on our own planet aren't really passed down like that, because maybe we don't have the capacity to really perform them,
and maybe we don't have as many funerals. That could be it too, because
that's true, because they
so old.
I was just gonna say that. No, right. So the burial happens. Priscilla and Gaia seem to have formed at least some type of bond here, because from here they are going on their own separate paths. Yeah. Priscilla is in the wind basically, and people still don't know that Gaia is alive, because remember she part too. She died.
And no, that wasn't him. Never mind. Okay. I was gonna say, remember the guy that asked about Gaia the Gravik, and he said he killed her because he was a traitor.
Yeah, but he out of here now.
Oh, that was the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay.
Yep.
I knew that was gonna be a problem.
Yeah, right. Same. So the next scene we have Nick Fury in a
widow's veil.
Oh, I like that. in a Widowsville, going through airport security, and we can see that Nick Fury is wanted because they got his picture up. Like if you see him call the authorities, but he passes through.
You could tell, like it was so disgusting.
It was
so disgusting.
Focused on this white man.
Yeah.
So he gets through, gets in the car with Sonya. They have their whole exchange about the harvest, right? So this is where Sonya learns about the harvest,
This is a big thing,
right? And we learn about the harvest as well. We learn that after the Battle of Earth, which is what they're calling it, after the second time Thanos came back and all the Avengers and their supporting warriors helped defeat
the army or whatever.
The army of Thanos. It was revealed that Fury sent a team of Skrulls led by Gravik to collect the DNA of all the Avengers that were at the Battle of Earth. Now, we didn't see Fury do some kind of stupid things, right? This kind of takes the cake. This takes the cake. Like this is insane. And
well, I mean, think about everything he did. Like, think about the first Avengers film. He was wilding in.
Nah,
like, just his decision making. Then
insane.
He's like, I did this. You know why I did it? Because of them. He's talking about Thor. Like, because of him.
I remember that.
So this is on brand then, because he's so ahead of the game. He creates a problem. It's like Ultron. It's like the same thing.
No, it
like,
really is.
You're so ahead of the game. You create something that's an issue.
So essentially, everything that's happening in Secret Invasion in the show, is Nick Fury's fault.
And Sonya told him that. He was like, "Yeah, I know. That's why I'm back.
That's why he's back. That's why he feels like he has to clean everything up himself, which is why he's not calling any of his super friends."
Yep.
So
he's like, "This one's personal,"
which is crazy, right? And I have a question about the harvest itself once we get finished with this.
Sure.
So they drive throughout the woods and they actually get to one of Nick Fury's many tombstones throughout the world, right? Because he said that he had so many of these everywhere, right? It just so happened that he chose this one to hide the harvest in.
Yeah.
Then it's like a breath signature to actually like open it and get the harvest out. And from there, he goes into I'm not sure what this is called. The crypt.
It's like a mausoleum.
Mausoleum. He goes into the mausoleum, and there are many different spaces that are coded specifically to him that he goes into to pull out different items of clothing, articles of clothing. Pull out his the old school Nick Fury jacket, pulls out the eye patch, and another 6-shooter.
Yeah, another 6-shooter.
Another, like I don't know what it is about them and him. I don't know. I guess he feels an attachment.
Right.
But the very last scene, he gets on the phone, says it's time to end this. And I think that's the end of the episode.
That's pretty much it. He walks out, and I was like, I see Shaft. Like, it wasn't.
No, it was definitely giving Shaft, right?
Right. It was definitely Shaft.
Definitely giving Shaft. But question:
Yeah.
Who do you think he was on the phone with when he said that at the end of the episode?
I don't know, because this show has been void of big cameos.
It's true.
Like we've had Maria Hill, and we had our guy from Black Widow, but virtually everybody else has been new. I mean, Talos has been like good cop. Like I mean, like it's like Lethal Weapon or some shit. It was like Murtaugh and Riggs. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now Talos is gone, so you really haven't had like a big splash of cameo, and you honestly. You probably don't need it, but if it, if real Rhodey comes, or like maybe an Avenger level character comes, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. Like I don't know what you think, bro. I actually I'm praying that nobody comes. Like I just want Nick to figure. See, I'm a squirrel again. I hope Nick figures this out.
I mean that would be dope, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see how Nick Fury would be able to defeat Gravik, only because he has these additional powers. If it was just Gravik as a Skrull himself, it would still be a long day. But I feel like he would be able to pull it out somehow. Like,
because we've seen images of Gravik being even more powerful than the last episode.
Right.
So I think this isn't a man-woman thing, but I just don't think Gaia has enough to take on Gravik, even though she has Super Skrull abilities. So,
I
how
think she
does this
only
end?
has the. I think she only has extremists. I don't even think she has the group powers.
It's like, how does that work? Like, did he go in every single time? Like, was he the guinea pig? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
know.
because
Great question.
it's like we just looked up and Gravik had it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then at least we saw Gaia go into the chamber. Now all we know is she got extremists. Maybe she got the group. I don't know.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
We
but
don't know what she has.
Shout
But so real quick,
out to Jamie Foxx.
yeah, word. So real quick, I don't know who's on the phone, who Fury was on the phone with either, but there have been rumors. I've seen some people say he's actually talking to Gravik. I've seen some people say that he may be talking to Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was an ABC Marvel show that was kind of like an extension of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think they had like 7 seasons, but a lot of people are speculating that he's calling somebody from that, like for one of the people from that show, which there were Inhumans, there were other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
If he picked out a Motorola out of the thing, it's got to be somebody you know. So it's
Absolutely,
clearly, right?
Absolutely. Now,
But, I mean, that's cool. But for the last episode, it'd probably make more sense if it's somebody a little bit more recognizable to the
to the at least casual Marvel fans.
yeah. To
Okay,
the casual.
I'm
So
not
it's
mad
like,
at that.
It probably would have to be Gravik, like you know what I'm saying, just to make it make sense.
Make
like,
it make
hey,
sense.
my boy, I'm coming.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what I'm saying, click.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So I don't know how much time we have, right? But the Harvest itself,
Yeah.
has the DNA of
Multiple
Avengers. I think that Gravik ends up not getting it, and so okay, in the movie The Thunderbolts, the villain is supposed to be a character called the Sentry.
Okay.
The Sentry in the comic books is a Superman level character.
Oh, okay.
And Sentry is kind of like a man, like somebody that was experimented on.
Okay.
I think that Val somehow ends up getting the Harvest and creating the Sentry, which is how we get the villain in Thunderbolts.
I got nothing because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling with your theory. But I will say this. Do you think it's a decoy?
The Harvest is
Yeah.
ooh. I did not think of that. That's a great question.
Now, it's a great question, but it's like it's two things to it, right? Since Gravik led the team to actually do the Harvest, maybe he does know what the finished product looks like. But then again, could Nick Fury be so careless? Because it's kind of careless to leave it there, even though it's breath control. But still, then again, I don't know. It's like that's still so wide. That's still so out in the open.
It is out. Ugh, that's a great. I didn't even think that far.
Because I just don't see. I've never seen a scenario where Nick Fury just didn't have a backup for the backup. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're
just for him
right.
to just say, hey, you know what, Gravik, here. But maybe the eventual level blood won't work with him. Because, I mean, the doctor, because we got the doctor, Sonya got the doctor, so it just can't be like, Steve Urkel pulling the stuff in the machine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would imagine that the doctor got to break down enzymes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
That's funny.
Maybe I'm being too nerdy with that right now.
No,
I just wanted to make I wanted to make sense because I know I'm not getting an hour to explain this shit to me.
It looks, at least the serum itself looks like you're able to at least ingest it.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to go through a machine to get it.
Maybe it's on end like She-Hulk. He go ingest the shit and he start.
And then that's it.
And I'm like, oh.
Ain't that a bitch?
Nah, they wouldn't play us like that. Like this show has been consistently too great. Like too good to great.
True.
For it to end with Gravik blowing himself up by drinking some juice. Like,
With no gin.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any bold predictions. Like, I just want. I mean, this show has been very consistent throughout. I think that we're going to get a good ending. I won't say great. Reserve that judgment for next week. I just want to see what the ripple effect will be.
Same.
That's what I'm waiting on, because it's like when we get to the end, we can start doing all that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to do that with one more episode.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the ripple effects will be like great, and I feel like we'll feel them at least throughout the rest of Phase 5. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I feel like something from this show will happen in the Marvels.
Marvels, Captain America, and Thunderbolts.
Absolutely. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So with that,
Hey man, we have reached the end of our review. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you jump in the comments. Let us know what you liked about the show itself. This particular episode 5, The Harvest. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And man, we'll catch you next week.
we'll be back next week for the finale.
Series finale.
Crazy. All right,
Peace.
we out. Peace.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.